Europe's farmers are up in arms. They have put down their tools, boarded their tractors, blocked roads and plunged the bloc into chaos. The first to take to the streets were Polish farmers. They started the blockades last year. It was the first call to action. But now it has spread across the region. In France, farmers blocked highways leading to Paris. They overturned trucks, set up tents and burnt produce. The aim was simple. They wanted to starve the capital.
So can I ask everybody today to be on best behaviour? This is a peaceful protest.
Expanding on the profound unrest among European farmers in response to the 2030 agenda, it's becoming increasingly clear that this movement is not merely a regional concern, but a global outcry. The essence of the discord stems from the widespread belief that the agenda harbors intentions detrimental to the well-being of small-scale farmers, potentially leading to their financial ruin in favor of promoting environmental initiatives that, while noble in appearance, may not fully consider the ramifications for those at the grassroots level of agriculture.
De toute manière, on monte crescendo, on est là aujourd'hui, on parle des 4% de jachère, on parle des négociations commerciales, on parle des importations, on parle de l'élevage, on parle de la surtransposition, on parle du mal-être des agriculteurs, on parle des contrôles, on parle de tout ça.
The issue at hand is multifaceted and deeply rooted in a series of policies and regulatory frameworks that seem to disproportionately impact those least able to bear their burdens. The 2030 agenda, as outlined in various international forums, ostensibly aims to create a more sustainable and green future. However, critics argue that the implementation of this agenda could have the unintended consequence of marginalizing small-scale farmers, pushing them towards bankruptcy, and facilitating the consolidation of agricultural lands under the control of large agribusiness entities.
We are here again in Brussels today as farmers because the European Union is not listening to our demands. Our demands is for fair revenue. We don't make a living out of our work. We produce the food and we don't make a living. Why is so? Because of free trade agreements, because of deregulation, because the prices are below cost of production. So we demand the EU to move on this, stop free trade agreements and put in place minimum support prices that cover our cost of production and allow us to have a decent income.
This movement against the 2030 agenda is not an isolated phenomenon. It is a reflection of a growing sentiment among farming communities worldwide that their way of life, their livelihoods, and the very fabric of rural economies are under threat. The outpouring of support and gratitude from viewers underscores the relevance and urgency of this issue. In previous discussions, I have delved into the core objectives of the 2030 agenda and its potential impacts on the agricultural sector. These concerns are not baseless. They are grounded in the realities faced by farmers who find themselves navigating an increasingly complex regulatory environment. The purported green agenda, while aimed at combating climate change and promoting sustainability, risks sidelining the very people it should, in theory, support. The crux of the matter lies in the stringent environmental regulations that are being proposed or implemented. These regulations, while well-intentioned, may not fully account for the practicalities of farming and the real-world impact on those whose livelihoods depend on agriculture. The assertion by figures such as John K.Y. that the agricultural sector needs to be downsized in the face of climate change is a contentious one, reflecting a broader debate about the balance between environmental stewardship and economic viability. The resolve of European farmers, supported by various sectors including transportation in Germany, speaks to the critical role of agriculture in ensuring food security. The protests, though largely overlooked by the EU Parliament, are a testament to the growing divide between governing bodies and the populace. The recent speech by EU leadership in the Parliament, attributing the protests to factors such as climate change, the conflict in Ukraine, and rising costs for energy and fertilizers, fails to address the underlying concerns of the farming community. The omission of the impact of European sanctions against Russian imports on farmers is particularly notable. The unrest is not confined to Europe. It is part of a global pattern of demonstrations, including significant movements in India, pointing to a widespread concern over governmental policies that threaten small-scale agriculture. This global unrest underscores the potential for government overreach to lead to control over food supplies, with dire consequences such as food shortages, famine in developing countries, and spikes in food prices. The importance of raising awareness about this issue cannot be overstated, especially within Europe. The dialogue that has been opened, as evidenced by the reactions to my video, is a crucial step in understanding and addressing the challenges faced by farmers. I encourage further discussion and insight from viewers, whether in Europe or elsewhere, to shed light on this pressing issue and explore potential pathways forward. Now, if you like this video, check out this next video right here.